Collateral damage. Option 1, Paul Rather, Part 1. I met Paul on a dating website local to Las Vegas because I was trying to make new friends. He was a pagan, heathen, Norse folk, and he had the tattoos to prove it. I, being a Wiccan witch priestess who had basically shut down my circle and went to Vegas, of course, was attracted to that. We hit it off famously until Halloween 2007, when Las Vegas police followed us home from the Circus Halloween haunt event. And it was ridiculous. It was a ridiculous stop. Because I was working for security and surveillance for the casinos, by the time I got back to work on Monday, I found myself sitting in Ted Whiting's office asking him why I was out with that person. Between Thanksgiving and Christmas 2007, I was confronted by security personnel, vice president level, that Paul Rather was a former inmate of the Colorado prison system. They wouldn't tell me what he did. I had to go search that myself. So bottom line is he raped a female police officer or sheriff or some female law enforcement. When we were first dating, we were going to all the restaurants at the casinos because it was fun to try them out and get dressed up and go have some fun, right? Because I got major discounts, I had back of house access. It was fun. It was a fun relationship and it was a fun time. By the time I had moved into my house with the pool, Paul had witnessed some of the stalking and was very angry and upset. And between that and the pressure from my work and constantly being harassed by Las Vegas police, he was constantly followed. Our relationship ended by May of 2009. So it was ugly what they did to us. Collateral damage, part 2, option 1, Paul Rather. Now, I want to repeat that I know nothing about prison, jail, the prison system, the jail system. I know textbook. I know the book version of those things. So naive is an absolute understatement. Now, one of the reasons that I felt Paul was safe, especially after I found out he was an ex-convict prisoner, was that he had no knowledge of my past. Any information he had came from social media and the internet, background checks. So I felt safe that I didn't have to talk about the military or explain the military. And in fact, he at one point told me that the reason we got along so well was because the military industrial complex and the prison industrial complex are very similar in psychology. So the fact that we both had that in our background, and it made sense. It does make sense. And no, I am in no way comparing prison to the military. I'm sorry. It's a completely different, sorry, no. The other reason Paul was considered so dangerous was because he was a registered sex offender. So he was registered at the highest level. And then, it turned out that he was what they call the prison shot caller, like the mafia boss. Like, the boss of the inmates and the gangs and the stuff. So now, of course, the tattoos all come back, right? It's like, oh, okay, now I understand. But after we broke up, it would be the Colorado prison system that would come back. And it would be something that I really paid attention to. And I have to say, Don Stovner was very good at focusing on military and away from prison. And he very rarely spoke about Paul, but when he did, he had details and new details that he couldn't have gotten unless he had either looked around, talked to people, or something like that. And here's the segue to option two.